Ate is 72. Happy birthday number 72 to you, Auntie Regina Latte of Redemption Presbyterian Limley. It's from Tracy, Stephanie, Gabriel, Francesca, Emilia, and your boyfriend David. Wishing you well. Good morning, Millie Brown. Yes, indeed. Mr. Ben Usu Crawley. Awam. And it says, Reverend George Annan of Exhibition Assemblies of God Church, happy birthday. It's from your dear wife Mary, from Junior Adeline Okansi, Royal and the Exhibition Assemblies of God Church members. All the best. Thank God for small mercies.
FM 104.3. Who to meet
Ian Traki Kakransan in Common Bemunse and Rayako Central Region the day before your through Echo Stream and Yako Eastern Region. Michael Akrufiwa Homana. So Michael Mache.
Yeah, Bruce General.
Boko dear.
Oh, Yamicha say, and a Kumasa Bonobako, your friend Denyame, if you did Denyame.
Amen. Amen. Now, Ochaki Kopieno at the same.
General, track a lady, what track here and papa, ma, yes, we are tracking me. Now, no credit Yamianim, my bar pro ye. Nancy Bay and 9, and I'm a fat woman who said, yeah, what tracker no small. Mediatry, any time, a Walker South. A Walker South, a chibi, and then important, a Ghana man penny, if you would see. Yes, in the crumu, a number price, if you need it, yes, in the crumu, again, and our cosso. Chairman, if I'm Messiano, Udu Anama Marchia, and shall project in Kwan, I say, in Puntujuma, Banya Yeno, and yet the Babu, and I said, the Bejo Suyenia. Now, Osha Track and Sutia, a chair say, a Walker South, I ate a bin important mono. Project in Sia, a Fan Messiano, and a Banya Yaho, and the Ecosono, a she, hero. Nam so what? Eti eja me kohono mu koba pro say ntisa ye wo mu ne say mputuduma na say project nko efa ho basua no eye 17 dun song ena ne aban guso a oye no eye nkono 9 ena be jebre mercy catch oho yura kwadwo for risafo ena o catch me say ne ma ne de aban aye bi kra be prayer batraka no sam so okay eti me jebre ena me fa project no so ne di kan akwa abusko ebuakwa state college a dan do masi bi pa 12 unit classroom block na chairman ya meba be kan ye aban ye teso nya wasi anasa nya waye atenensa efri ho apenti e chama school no e do no ho nsem no na ebuakwa state college o masi 12 unit classroom block o honom ena o we ho so o masi esi eye 12 unit classroom block eye mienu different mienu teso ma penti aye ho bia e chama school no afa ho o masi dormitory block ye fe Las Vegas e wo honom di amom me kotu ni nyina city ho me koduma se e ho mati 3 unit classroom block amoduma se for MA basic school and afi so atima na se 6 unit classroom block afi atima safo senior high school or 2-story unit dankra dumienu 12 e wo ma eno ma fi awie kibi technical e fa ne kitech aban 6 unit classroom block amom afi ko chebi e yo College of Education so aban jomusa multi-purpose hall auditorium eye abrosan ye to aso miensa aban si de niam ese se omode kan nyina aka ho amomom afi teachers bungalow ema kibi school for the deaf eno no adankra be 9 na chese ewo mu honom afi 2-story blogger omugusu si amasi first floor no ewie ama sa school for the deaf for boys dormitory omasi ewie afi oba achimase a abanya 6 unit classroom block ama MA primary school wo ho 2 unit classroom and so ama your friend of Pano Presby GHS chairman medimani akohu afi oko achim anwenase a 2 bedroom self-contained miensa yesi ma hwan ama ya toward the gate asha no modernized teachers bungalow ankasa na aban SC e dia ma chefo a ewo ho achim ma ase fon so nya omodie 6 unit classroom block MA primary school chairman edoso eno no nko ano school hu niema no eye dunson ebre ma ye bobo ni nyina aso afi ni aban guso a oye no oko kibi tekteka aban 6 unit classroom block e wo ho abusko where biom girls dormitory o si ahodo mienu e wo ho no mo e di amom I know DDF and omodi afi you train amount from MA abaye 3 unit classroom block amom and apija MA computer lab and a 6 unit classroom block na what we ya onunya for some attaching any MC oho could be ano edi mom e wo hon ma enya semteto afi apija wa RC abaye 6 unit classroom block asafo 6 unit classroom block adonkwanta abaye nam get fan so 6 unit classroom block edi amom Salvation Army musuku a ewo efiakwa aban guso esi eye 6 unit classroom block edi amom wo hon ma eno so nye fedi agrokra Salvation Army na menkai busafo ya nkofo bi kobo chichani bi ma oto ada na mo do aban sese school no si fufuro normal to war afa ho no so muguso the only senior high school ewo akim esiakwa eye St Stephen so aban guso a osi eye dormitory block edi amoma eno so omakobe ohanchichemu edi owochi 80% entina dimedie anase project eye education ekoso chebi any important be chere bua south no eye enkono 9 nyoma wie atom se fi hono eye dunson enye no nko a ende wo ba kwan a se wonam chebi kwan so a asfalt ankasa aban ye asfalt afi eye apega junction na odia kopie chebi na wana musa afi ufi lenda door na wura chebi nso a fi Esiakwa junction ekono asfalt busu shem uduswa na uchaswa fi chebi important ho Esiakwa important ho na wo ko chebi kakra e ho no madu a omosan yesu chebi kromo
enti akofi tracker na yedi adwuma no bibia ese e wo ho no kohwe bibia ho saa
chairman enye ni nyina na chese wo tracker no so da bi ho ma na maka chebi yesi eye nsia na wo tracker no so na me aban ge no eye hwe 0 but wo confirm different it be dia me fire no bibia ni ho a aba tracker no so a me call fem ho no eni ho ibi ho a na ye spelling mistake and I say tracker no an capture ni eno na asama chairman ewo ho oba New Durban South say ya enu mpo no no mo che say project a aban aye wo New Durban South no eye nsia na afenia ekoso no eye hwe ewo tracker no so na so me bo menya akoma efa ha no entisa project no dodo na akoso ewa ha no me fa e bit say Fantiakwa North enso kan ho okwa agumesua sei enya samketoa eno ewo tracker no so no eye miensa na afesu ne aban eguso a oye no na eye hwe na so me ba asem wo Fantiakwa North me trebe nkro no aban eye esi aban suku enkwa enum ema na oguso eye no eye nson 7 etina cheze o hwe ha no ma ne o tracker no so na ne wo fam ebo ebra na ebo ebra se so nte na mum edoso fin ne wo tracker no so a epenifo a ewa ha me kire no nya for chaso wa Virginia obo fe no court se wa aleti oma ye tracker no adwuma se bibre wa hanom the fan of
Michael anya maminja o hana minko other places so nko he why
Chairman Martin say ne wa hanom ene ne wo tracker no so bo ebra e ma bibre wo so
yo me da say Michael Akrofina moteni kano kwabna forin so wa homa no so kwabna
Chairman General
kwabna usu jina he
Chairman me no kasa CIG me wo manso eye asene manso across nanso aprobo no mabo ade ahwe district anase municipal makomako enum eye 5 district and municipal assembly war achem odan anase odan enclaves no yedi kan eye Brim Central municipal no eye achem da ene ne mpatemu afin so denchembo district no ye akwatia ene ne mpatemu achiase district ewo achiase he ya eye odan esoro honom ena afin so asene manso across the district eye oluwa ne mpatemu anase oluwa constituency ehonomo ena afin so Brain South district no ene achim da ene bo eye ehie na chama me tu anamo edi kopie mu no se me share tracker ne so na me share project o ma list se o ma ye wo 5 district any municipal assembly na ni nyina no no krese e wo hono na ukomu a project a wache mu se e wo ho ni nyina no e yade se e wo ho a enya de se tracker no e twantro ne empo no wo hwemu a district go wa be kwa kopie mu ho no no said o mache ewo tracker no so say e bia 5 project and I say 2 projects no be kono ebro sa etiamami busa ye district chief executives no and I say municipal chief executives no omo ye assembly hono ese na eba ne say na ma sa errors and I say mistakes it me buy na omo chirman you try and from so omo project the omaye emfamra no omo specific areas and I say number of projects omo fa emra enti omo ntimi amfa ni nyina amba wo akwatia say no wo share tracker no so a say ukọ school side Ubun say a better trip and a yalis or my year or honor, Nelson copy on a bros cry. Say, the bit to say, Uko Aquatiata Crassi, and I say Achimta Crassi, no war, then Chembo District, Aquatiana, we see 3 unit classroom block. I feel we see a year 3 unit classroom block, Achim Quisi. I feel so a year 3 unit disaster affected school block, and also so Achim Winchi. And a 4 unit disaster affected school block, and also Achim Akwetiahon Mwa. What also SCSC a year school that we Brunibeka renovated, YNFFF or Achim Suboni, Ninano Ewo Akwetia district, or Nenso Quatrack and so Nadia say, Ubemusa Nemano Ewo Honum. Nesmiko PMO or Nina Ewo Honoma, a dear dance as I said, track and no air sanity. Oba baby, I'm away Achim dance so. Uba ono track and also no enya there's a walistic project ni na nanso me kopie mu no e wo honum ukọ baby to say Oda Salvation Army we see a school dan KG block se fa wati on se free apa ho to mampo a me kopie mu wo bi nanso enya there say e wo track and also say why say adwumadi no ukọ school bi to say Agyapa senior high no wo achem dan so a we see a teachers bungalow abrosan a to aso mienu teachers 6 and a bit to me aqua them a dijuma and ya they say a show or track and so nina ewo or asene man so across on so oba hono project was nina ewo office matu anamon abwa pro site we nyina akwa adan ni nyina ewo project ni bi wo hono ma ya they say a show or track and so baby to say ukọ asene kurodi ani ma we see a clinic for wati onka aka akrebi wonyanto onzen from aka akrebi wa pinche bibia nenso aka eniema wodi behyimu no ebi aba aka akrebi na wodi nyina aba abepimu wo hono etu sha tracker no so awo asene man so across the district no so bibia e wo hono my dead pefi project ni bimpo ate de medin kaka no enya de se wo so nenso ubepimu wo ho a e wo Agyapa district nso mi ko piemu wo hono delivery tracker no so no etrema 3 project and I say project ukọ tracker no so a adan enan na omasi a echese omaye then so mi ko piem wo no e wo education sector nko a e school ho ntem then so mi ko piem wo no ya de se e bros akra omasi adan bebre wo ho no mo eti ma probo mu no say the mesi aka in brief and I say me chat nitia no ukọ eye district amedin kan abubo apro wo ho no na ye central then Chembo Achiase asene man so across and a brim souter chairman said the delivery tracker ne kan sanity empo ebrosa said the omo achire
yo mate kwabna yeda say kwabna furi and I'm maintaining kind of you find very last one and pay bobabo
Pastor
match here to say
yeah Germania
na anope ujina he
ami wo atiwa east
Peace FM.
Etiwa is trying for niche and then I go so.
Yo, Minia. Atiwa is near question, sir. I'm now my penniku for an MPP upon a buyer. Now, MPP, won't you, my journey? Now, on say DC, on a book of a penny, and a film, measure, by Janino, honorable Abra or Sal Asare, our deputy finance minister. About that a few months Atiwa is. You must so one bow and Nuna am a debate today. And now me quite pro Atiwa is. Now me come here, you my day, how I know. That's just me quite a 2 minutes more. When we see 3 classroom at the African Faith School. I done there for a year. I feel so new deputy. West Health Center at the amount. And I feel a handcrasu. West chief compound at the amount. And I can also West 10-seater toilet at the amount. And I feel so a team agency what's the doctor Bungalow, Edamon, and a fee, a year at Timahan Cresuna, yes, 133 classroom, Edamon, and a fee, 130 what a crescent sitter, IWC, 10 sitter what a crescent, what the man and you a face so, one time, once you're done, maternity hall, I'm a young health center, and no South Korea, and yes, I'm Ketua. The Numanam South Call, Tua West, and with them crying Korea, crying, I want Namakoyano, Honorable Amaquata, our road minister. When you have people buying and one born whom a day pa. So, Korea are crying, a year if you're Namoko at Tumakropon, if you're Namoko Abumasu, a choir home now, why in now. Akaki Trebi Abumosu, and I free as a mama kono, Equa Cosono, Equa Bumosu Nakaki Trebi, Naufa, Amirare, a Cropon, Dejeti, a Sunafo, a Coso, a Quacum, a Daswase, F. Mentamina. Why you're crying now?
Ain't he not just near our track and sono and the crowd?
I am the crap, the crime to travel for me. The crime Yamani. Yagadini, a dynasty ho. Na a quanon sono, if you know, at the Combotiasono, a Musiano, one double road. Now behind Kania, one dear Gusu. Now, one you double road. Now, Minia, a Humaka.
Okay.
Now, Misako Mono, this year, at Tua West, was a Dasu Cassia, our park down first. Now, on Boss Borno, was she a Dasu Cassia, a Kakra, no worries. Na misamba atiwa wasi ha atiwa esia adaswase panwa na no so eda ho no what the quota be gusu sesiama adaswase for abon some dem MPP aban esa no kwasem ni efiti 23 dia won ba ya aya kwan no won tin say ababi ya kwan no wa ka adaswase da na so honyifo nyina ya MPP fo na ne ko ha won ya kwan frodo ama dan want to spa ma de tie.
Yo, Mammy Nasi, not just say, Nami Besame check, he said, track and near what's no. And noa, I will from wine, it is a sanity idea. Mammy Nasi, and I pay a chair besaba.
Yo, Mini,
Bobo, yeah, that's it. Time check, it's 13 minutes past 9 in the morning. Yeah, twa ye jume dieno so peace 104.3 medikai menika de bimanka. But let me just welcome the irrepressible, venerable, honorable Central Regional Minister Kwamina Duncan. Where you Kwamina?
Javan General.
Then?
Yes, sir.
Any mad rubber cam or the dog.
Popularize it here.
Yes, certainly. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's in Sakwaba.
Yeah, uncle.
Great. Kwamina?
One Chairman General.
Martin.
Yenya.
Boko dear.
Yahweh Madum.
Yeah, then Yamiasi.
Me who saw no pay at Namiaso. Agyapa.
Yentwa yejubediano so but Mrs. Linda Insia and Ewa Woda. So happy birthday to you, Mrs. Linda Insia, from your darling husband, Sir Michael Insia, Chief Executive Officer of Micklin Hotels, Accra and Kumasi. And I'm say Yemfasa in Chiawi and Merrill. Mrs. Linda Insia, happy birthday to you. Enjoy your very special day. On the table, Ghana, COVID-19 matters arising. Ghana's air borders reopened. 200 passengers complete COVID-19 test. Half of antigen tests may be inaccurate, says Noguchi. Academic calendar, and I didn't seminar bano. Postponed to 2021. Private school operators unhappy with government. Kwamina's area school. Postponement of school calendar. NDC says a Akufo-Addo government not sincere on consulting relevant stakeholders. Kwamina minube fiase, but answer minube fiase and krebi waha amount. A buyer na medi to hoodin semede trail. Also, Chairman General, please thank the Honorable Minister Kwamina Duncan for me. I walked into his office last week, Monday morning, unannounced, to solicit funds for my son's hole in heart surgery. He helped me with his widow's mite. I am very grateful for his kind gesture. But just like Oliver Twist, I still need more. God bless you, Honorable Minister.
Asking for more. God bless you, Minister.
Farouk Intema says, thank you, Despite Media, for your consistency in demanding accountability from our leaders. Delivery tracker fact check. Fantastic, Farouk Intema. Do you remember the Vice President, Dr. Baumia Hamid, that the tracker is purely about accountability, and so from your reporters, the numbers indicated on the tracker have been understated. Those affected areas be made as a matter of urgency. Okay, Leviticus Powers, thank you very much. Kwame no bisu so that's it. Aye. But also like Oliver Twist or Twist more. ECG semen country say on my age maybe into your channel bedum kania and a part 10 copy men you 5 baby bedum kania yo yibi John Tay Ufanko Pokwase Amasaman any Adusa ana Adusa Kwamra yes you
yo chairman jana pe minchia wait for and pim kan fin manto mufo na anape on some agase ebien ogupondo crochet oye eobi ehọ na hodze na power oye Agyapa royalties saga
ahona wa hodze we
papa wo na mum
okay and tafre hu tentem ne enko hoy
mozi kan ye COVID-19 and matters arise.
Yeah.
Ne kasara jina omanpayin omanpayin ne yimbir kasa onye oman na kasa motodo desia na motodo desia ode nzaba bi tugwa Ozikan ye oye here airport be ma ewimihen ogina ne be ma wotu ya ba twetwa amwe bai amampan gina amrado gina nutumudo na ni nyinara ode tabo todo na ha hya asaso do ahyi na no so ode tabo todo demre onkama ebinuma ebia bi wo ho na yehu akwan na wode baba frem ma yaban akodo atre wo Ghana ena kosa no so obopem woda anuara koside ngita ho anyo ma niya no so ye oye ye school mo from
yeah
March bosuman ana ebo bosuman onu ena amampen amama school ina fi mu from ma de kwa kasim na ya ba mu wesi awepo na yin de hwehwehwe no nti oto ni ya mahina ho nyina kofie echi ya hwe na bobio na ma orko na ma amampen odin da matoto ekodun echi ngomun kaka akrabai odikan oye swapamu nhu a na nche wode wedu kutudu bukura ma na wode wo botro na wewe oje ma ho kwakohwe wo ye wode
yeah
colleges of education echi odifiwo mode ba senior school so nhu a wedu ne prempran do kura ho so wo bebowe ma ye kese ochana nadi amre ye kampo bimpo ewie ochana nadi ananda na nadi pi obowie a wa kira be de tweko anako na fa wo hanyimi na senior school so mo from na wo ebasa na ho so obowie no ho so ewie na ma oda botugwa ma yamina dum we fi kasi esomi ye academic calendar postponed to 2021.
Yeah.
Now, son, number one, Mweko Yomsin there. I am one way and Tradofuna, what we been senior high school 2, in the junior high school 2. so then she share so na one the next candidate enti order no so yeah there one ka hwirpi e wo senior high school 1 and junior high school 1 a e wo mfe bia wo wanyim a ono ye botum na idetu so mfe na junior high school 2 na senior high school 2 de na chere kopia na wo ma fe kopia na wo wanyim enti na hihye yin the academic calendar ya ye twadon wonko the 5th October na one comma one chair wada mfanye exams by the 15th December so I may not have got the date right but December no the second week na we exams na nwa abefe na mo nkria wa kani na ofi senior high school 1 junior high school 1 deba nursery ano nhihye there yan chonchondo na mum afi eldi yimi se yame hadum ma yesima ejumaku Ghana Education Service wa ministry aya ho nhihye ya wo baye no kwan bi da obotum amamamam wa hwiri ntantam wo da mofam na so ho adwen botum esom aboa ma wetum wada hyema akoye na Chairman General, echinje biara nyi ho de seripe ehu okanzi papa ani bra samaba okanzi papa so this is a true leader ani bra asamaba na echi okodu a na mikatu do no iyi na mikatu owu biara de no kwar kaka wo mu na botu ma hwe urade nyim na aka no kwar Chairman General ekoya omampanyin ekufuado wa fado aboman ho ban yerba twetwa amwasa to ho wo baby amama do makwa onwa tso onyi do ma fado na ekufuado wache do ye okanzifu papa mapa na mintu manka na minyi Ghana fun infim sana se enyo kanzinya odina basifom northern to twe nhihye baba na si enya manfa wa ya kado de ma odina baba biara ye betie na supam na ye dzido nhihye ya odina baba boto oprodon heina ya di hadwin batie kira okandin obaya so nanso ndama baye piti basa enti Ghana mana so kwame ya dan hwase menka yi minja oya asofu mpemfo yeja num kemafu mpemfo a adi na hyese akonkyira ya kyere yesu ifre urade omampanyin na adi nhihye ba yesu ifre urade okun ya wukun owu na wiadi oya wode nti ma onsado na yamina dom wakan ya hu mo mampanyin su leadership oda ma he ebodu be me ebodu na kwame
yes
ne people pa wo kase mu ide Ghana's air borders reopen 200 passengers complete COVID-19 test at Kia on day 1 na testing my friend oye antigen test kwame antigen obi orite mena antigen ye adibiara onkan hunamdua ho na wekowura hunamdua no mun aya otaye de oye abobia ode yerba ode baba yankopon bo hunamdua obon wo kwan bi do a ode my friend ode plan code bi de to ho coding dam na hunamdwan onyim endama woman nyina dam nhihye na yankopon hihye wo hunam wo hwiri mu hihye dam na bibiara wo hunam bia onyim enti se adefofuru bi fi agba anu kowura ma ahode na nyamebo na ogba adugu mu a oyewu immune system wa ahode na onu na omama se yerba bi ba itumi gina wo na do na so anon immune system wo hyehyɛ nyame hyehyɛ ɔbɔ wo honamdua wo mbogya ɔbɔn wo immune system no nkote na immune system no yim enti sɛ bibi fofor fi agba no bowurom a mota ya inda da do fi agba no bowurom ɔyɛ da ɔde yare ba de ba ɔno yɛ antigen na so yɛ virus so yɛ bacterial ɔyɛ da we bowurom ɔnka ho enti ibo na immune system wonam ahoden no womin wosinkiti da wanyi dam adefufu ya wanyi be sempre na wadi no dunkunyim enti antigen test onan de se ewo covid bia covid ndam ya kan was virus no de covid o de ba enti se ebi wo hu nema na se bebodu Kotoka International Airport simple wadi ma obiara wa test ni bidan wadi do ababi hye wo hwene echi ana wo minum echi na weyi wo fa na nsuka krefi wo hwene echi ana wo minum n'echi on wo friend swab na wo ya ansa na wadi ababoto oye slide bidu sliding ya wadi adibe atwudo a oye antibody no ya ma owowa hune ma okun ditia oditia yarba obo hune min antibody na dwuma oyayin nti what the slide no wa ye no wo abafo kwado na wo de twu slide no do nti se wo yifu wo minim ana wo hwima na wo da fansum mo ana nsum na chi wo de kakra wo da fa slide no do slide nso wa ye na abafo kwado a dai wom nti se what did that way fi wuhim ana wuminim se what the first slide ndo na se aboa bani bi wo ma oya virus na cause coronavirus bi wo ma o ma dan no dedi o kire na dedi there o show o portray there yes na se ibi nyima onu dan omba on show na no first wo win there enche yaba fa oya polymerase reaction chain reaction oye PCR manchaya da yedwuma ya da onu so ya odimbir onu cher ansana na humbwan waba na airport so obi etukwan ofi baby aba na mana obafa oye PCR mu tintin ebia da kunu mpo na ebia na wonwe ebia na ebia ontum so da otanta airport enti antigen test onu no faso inde okwantantam achara baya sma edwasa ena no ho result abama wa chada ampa no na kwame u kasai ebopem de opeyin bi wo Noguchi na same de half of the testing or inaccurate. So kwame can test now or
could be inaccurate.
Could be, yes. It can test now or this might not give you 100%.
Yeah.
But largely or show there no you may have a few percentage of the tester ne results in the it might not be as it is. Nemum oye da obwa mantantama yehu America yeke say 9th May na wadi antigen test bobo ada olbo wa akona sapi do nti in the absence of whole loaf half loaf is better na yeda make a half loaf is better there antigen testing or you defective obwa to a very large extent nti ma abopem wo oye airport in ended that on my pain na share your dubai akwentufu by hebe as per what you have captured here and obopem wo crawl through the process na ye was some and some there and that the queen na no one shishen obokodo na kwame adukura amanfo ene da omda se wo afiri do ma opanyina de kumkura ka ponko na ma mi bi na papa bi hu asam ma menya report nche de anepe se muntumu wo afiri kasio mukweku wo afiri kasio ase chi hu a wo ba ni ya jamwanje wo hwe
Mente, let me check.
Yeah, we 6 o'clock news. Muntum peace FM and probably as news in maintain more than that. No, I don't mean be. And see, I did that more than another baby. Cut one for me. Reporter without buying that one you are ready. Sir, damn not and a good word not the year. The prepare.
Until them swear.
Until the man watch there. I forgot of a boy, man the monkey.
Okay.
That's the first one. Oh, you win. Minister. It's a good one. You're Denny. Come in fact. Many Ghanaians are pleased with the way this president has handled this crisis. Papa. Now, says Yara in one March thereabout. Ope ma. I be my befabia 100 in a manner. Says ya, even though men pressure young Kwankada. Masawa, wa retain. Yaban the wow. Ato abotoyam kura wa ba inde yenyo mampan na ne na sifoma odin hihye aba ne bibia kwakama oniti ne wa me hun akofom na onche da yaban onyiho yaban oho nti wo me enkoda na hihye owo nyendido na kwa me meyi airport afimi airport ma orba inde sesiara obama oya nsajuman obashase obopeja obama tourism industry enwa the most affected I tinye bia nyeho ye tourism industry hotels nwa wa ye investment and kan wa kasa kwame amanfo ahyeden masu oye ye benti enti sensiara oye yetum yakọ ma wonso obe nkakanka obafafa obepeja na ma ka wonso ye school sami kwame mate oye private schools them me was I can one su kakra. Take a crack one su.
Where's papa pay?
That's right. Osane ejuma anu na de hwa we my fo. Anu na kama wara so. Wa so bibi kakra pem ma e de hwa mo de hwa busia. Na ofi March April May the best in the September. Schools in here, what to do? One child from Adi. Was I number from a school? No, what your school fees? Manfasu the crab about whom I did be at my foca.
Yeah,
and my wasso. And see, Wassaman, Oyazum Kaka. Na Muntumwara Kasa, when you years I can't. Sir, Professor Opokwa Mankwa, retire. My pain, Kasa. It is one that may be difficult reversing. But, sir, on the moment is a way, could be a way to support the private schools. Sir, whether you like it or not, Kwame, what major role to play in the educational sector? Very major.
That's true.
Wawa. Or your public school, you were member down in Pussy. What would be that? And what they want a woman private school and private schools kwame mawaya za bwa manfu mpenku pi wo be mawanda no of schools are work private schools are work and they also do a woman was what charge fiti e bobu sumia ye the woman besinde have they had a proprietors why are magnanimous enough whether they even have the resources as when to more full pay half pay where to more than more so when you either full pay or half pay and how have they handled abroad from Dama Busumna Batmende and more so to next year?
But some schools are doing online and have asked that parents pay private schools.
Kwame, one private schools now in chair or what that's sort of advanced ones.
It's your honor, some no. That's the school need to be no better.
Yes. And see, in your ancient near Wolfum and a diamond online yalike. We are yet. Oh, yeah, summer. I'm the data general. Urban woman, papa, very down to earth. Can't some channel say. Papa. No, any minister. Young to one and 110 how we can assist. But Kwame, all in all, I'm there. I'm paying provide leadership. I and the may atutun the may na young Kodo, Yantanichi, Yambonechi dom, ma Mwake Chibara, no son to motion fee on young family. Messing them, Kwame.
Meda say Abdul Malik Kwekuba Kwesi, Kwekumachi Akwaba.
Kwame.
Apume. Kwame, any comments on issues, no? One, Kotoka Airport, schools, and COVID.
Chairman General Meda say, say, my campaign, business is to be say, COVID has come to stay. Na as I say, you born more than say be sua kwanya ye befa so any COVID na eden atena na abodemu nyansape amu animdifo de wo mo de atudwa nyina sesia yi ene kwanya ye bitimi afa so aso saa yare ya no eye niema efa ahuninie ene say ye hye ho so discipline any hygiene yes anema ya Chairman General yare no yene ne betima atena oni nya anase onseye na obi so ka obi so a yebetimi atu ho anamo ama ne ho ato no na da de ya meta kai omanfo ne se protocols ye observe ni nyina achi ne ye modern se yebedidi yie na yaji ahomi yie na afen so anhamama eboa onipa ye immune system no ye bedi bi de abo ye ho borders are ye bi ye em say ehun komodie na akoso ye me borders o ye bi international airport because land and sea borders remain closed. In fact, Kweku actually opened the borders. Kweku opened the airport.
To you.
My hinting.
And Kwame Sefaka, where that whole thing came from.
But was I the one who said it?
Both of us, joint owners. It was a joint venture.
Copyright.
And I own a broadcasting. Emi Mankari.
Audition. He was present when the interception took place.
Well, we intercepted, and then you broadcast. Yes, Kabra.
Eventually, no. The borders are coming in a baby. Eventually, if you say our lives are not coming to an end just because of COVID. Enti, as I say, your boy, home modern say, you be adjust, you be my home so na yetimine yareno atna. Na the I call so now no you say near passengers 200. One be do ye do mu nyina fa eye test mu. Na no test no. Na em say you say obinfo bi akasa wo ho ewo nugu oye adwuma wo nuguchi Memorial Institute of Medical Research. Kwame min tie kakra manya ne say okasa wo ni dimu enye institution ni dimu.
Okay.
Na Chairman General Obekaya COVID inkomodie yi meka bibi say health and medical communication ehu nya pa. Experts are womo ewo nimdie wo eye pandemics ene atoyen chema e fa yare ho ne ade. Chairman General wonim say ebinum kra nyi ni say COVID no ho. There are scientists who are doubting it. And the medical and health scientific positions there ewo ho. Now so institution bia committed to scientific inquiry no. One was standards. Any protocols are ye di akire edidi nkomo. Anye bia opanino kasa no or submitting ho to sub protocols na.
Gabila, I disagree with you.
Oh, I'm just raising an issue.
I mean,
I'm raising an issue.
Academic freedom.
Yes.
should he subject? That is his piece of opinion. Minister, subject to which answer Wakasa. You see, sir, let him even speak and get it wrong. Well, yeah. My point is that, say you can say Kwame.
Yeah.
Institution in Dimewa.
Yeah, Noguchi.
Yes. Was he speaking on the authority of Noguchi? No. He was speaking in his private capacity as a research fellow. But the communication out there, about media, the way you see some fano and uncle, but that is where the problem is. It is not he speaking as an individual. And I'm not saying so. Yeah. I'm talking about yenina as a people, no. Kwaya say a faso and sanime edi enkita hofa. Say the only ena a institution no and asom and odi tuja a institution position. And the only cross position. My point I may person me drive at me say the possibility say an individual's position a bit me wrong. Now so you dey fra institution in no very likely. Now no has a way in medical and health communication no to create panic. Can we avoid that? Yes, we can. And that's what I'm advocating. Now, Mr. say one also a report, one more medical and health reporting in the media and Ankasasono. As I say, now this uncle ye, and you say a Casasi Sudia. As you say a Casasi Sudia. If you say yeah, Casasi Sudiano, any place in a scientific inquiry, and I say academic freedom now, what can I say no? There wouldn't even know a bit my bassa will cry no. And I say, "Can be so no. Not unyoung na ufufobia. Ebia nanka wetumi adan a bit my son watching. Near Kakramati, and they say, Sa antigens ni antibodies, you know. Antigens no scientists such as no you're more reliable. And I say no I create information. I change antibodies na no say antibodies na emma hwekra. Namom kwan a omo fa so sanhwehwemu yi ene de ensusaso de ba no ene omo de ntia no e beja ma animdifo na kasa ne krakra no mate se empanifo bi free Ghana Health Service any Food and Drugs Authority aba be respond to the opening kan ye no say ne okan ne nyina na wo mo ne ye den atwene
yeah
enu ntina kwa me na me ka se obi a wo free bias ha no wo kasa some no of course be cry na one can say the report no nti me so me kan na me ya hweye say me nkoji na no nsi bone say the make akosi nyina no say ye report sansem ya yem modern say ye be sonson ho
na obi say did I hear my own Kabila say COVID has come to stay? We beg him. He should not say things that will excite the virus to misbehave. Wearing the mask alone is not easy, but we have no choice. So this is not a virus we can stay with. That said, I hear Penalty FC has bought another Dutch player who end up just like Memphis Depay. That Danois.
Nonsense.
Why you
Please.
Nonsense. Complete nonsense.
By the way,
they're not talking football. She said, I didn't know.
One of you,
predictable.
I say, regards to Malik, tell him we're waiting for the book. But
predictable.
I knew I would take a kill.
Catch it now, me fire blank bullets.
Anyway, there's a guy called Sly Pintoa, yes, who was in the area. I don't pay me chia, yeah, that's be Sly Pintoa. Kwame to us.
Yeah, Kwame, many who can say, Matisse, say institutions of scientific inquiry, ebinum kra almost start your mobile test. Kwame bit me afaso say kwanye bit me afaso say bit me I build a friend saying system no na ya timi asiesie ye ho sa ne me yanti me bompa ye say wonum dwumade ni nyina no ebekoso ye na chairman general suku nibue ene ne emue ho nsensem pa say ohwa nkomodi a ekoso
ya ye ni di school echi ya ye di ye school for and I say ye students any ya ye school ho adwuma na ye di ho nkomo no nkomodie bebre woni a teacher for teacher for any one mo a edi a school for anim student leaders edi nkomo a there's been a lot of consultation ebia anko se di obi peno but ye ka sabi akona se ayaka ye hia ne wakasa de wo kan ya amfa eno nche se ye nhia me fa kwa me o tell me can I say
yeah.
So to present a situation and as a report say there haven't been consultation when there have been, it may not have been the outcome may not have been in your favor. And I said now we see panel
and our consultation and be do so
and I said I knew also but some of us say try say bibi sa anko so no menyi ni say etwa yie na no me say enam say say de yenya nwie ehun nim yenya nhunu ensi penti no ye nkoso ana consultation no anya say ye wie enkoso as we move on no we should continue with the stakeholder engagement say be ya involvement no yesua bibi foforo bia no na yetu ehun anamo ne de ka ho na chairman general mesre sukufo akyerɛkyerɛfo nyuma hodo aka ene wonom edi dwuma wo mmea yese ye easy anase ye buebue mu nyina no mesre ahweyie
Medasi. Asheye. Kwame, don't you love Kwame Duncan's communication skills? Much love to him. Amadou Alassane in Czech Republic, all the way. Good morning. Chairman General, good morning, good job. You are tracking the tracker from your reporters. Almost all are true. I hope the doubting Thomases will not say your reporters were bribed to peddle untruth. Say Bauer, side 12. Tema. Well, the pictures are also online, and so I'm sure that you can follow. And others can do same. So there's no way anybody can lie about these things. I know for a fact that other radio stations are also fact checking. Saying it here. Abdul Malik, any comments, and then we'll go to the second issue.
I mean, about the crown or how they such things. To be honest with you, we airport. A lot of Ghanaians out there, not just Ghanaians, non-Ghanaians.
Yeah.
We must know our pedal exit. Be more outside, what pedal enter. What businesses, what families, no pressure P. Yes, but closure was necessary as part of a containment policy, and then how also to manage this process. Into time now, one way in charge. In this case, the executive, the political leadership, in collaboration with the management team now was set on only just politicals, but it was professionals. We determine, we decide the 1st September. We the referendum. Yes, that's why we have a leadership to represent us.
We go up on you. Man, we'll go from Council of Elders and
So that your leadership, your electoral, your mandate, decisions be straight away. We take
referendum.
No, you have referendum. We what the protocols be at to watch the Yama for a war by the walk over through while what this crack be a account on also I be a debate. I am Namaka Assembly Uncle Samjuna Kai. We're a nation of talkatives. 2 minute talkatives.
2 minutes.
We prefer that to a culture of silence. Into Kwame, especially now I am experts in the meeting on some of these matters. But I'm here quite a young Beckaby. The initial stages, I mean, I'm in discussion.
Yeah, it's in
this Noguchi is it a doctor name?
I don't know who exactly, but I want to say
Bonnie, Dr. Bonnie.
I mean, I'm told he's a very highly regarded person, a professional and all that. Yes, I have no difficulty with a professional scientist or by expressing your opinion openly. I have no difficulty with that. But of course, on the other, ignore the fact that those opinions, then become a basis for some people to do all sorts of interpretations and misinterpretations. Yes, is the interpretations not correct, no misinterpretations? We can interrogate them and point it out. So Kabila was on the right path, Kwamna, in that case, in my candid opinion. I will go out there, check the landscape, and see how some people are capitalizing on the opinion or expressing.
As if it's a Bible.
Yes.
And how it has even been reported.
You see, people make an absolute out of that, and also suggest that there were no consultations with the scientific community. But we all know the scientific community now well represented in the national management response team. They are there, and as Kabila indicated, or to the lawyers, or to the economists, even judges, some all different opinions.
Exactly.
They want to know where a judgment be a 3-2, 5-2,
exactly.
that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Even though they are all competent in their field.
Yeah.
Into the mini mayosi, they want Martin man for so go $150 no so they get what should we do? Me, Kwame, too much every day. What you free ane?
What's umbrella foam?
Already, nyama free no p already. What you free Libya? Eh?
When you are free, no great
when it is an emergency prescription within the context of circumstances, you might here confront pragmatism. They want into me to one and I'm broaching them by naming to me to 150 or you home. $150.
Ojam, them for others is a lot of money.
Look, first of all, no agitated the one way in the one bra. If you must agitate the one way in the one cop.
Yeah.
150, it mean budget 150 for that situation. I really the work of Egypt 30, 20, Afghanistan 10. It is what but basa. We've been invited to come and talk. Well, too much talking. The leaders have been elected and given a mandate to lead. Where your mistakes are, you can talk about it. At the end of the day, the finality lies in the ballot.
Yeah.
Yes. So look, say everything, every criticism, every and one develop Ghana the way out or develop it. So please, tell them I need too much. That's all. I'm not an expert.
This one,
maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Kwamina, Kokrokoo say too much talking. Let's keep talking. That's what we do for a living. And before I continue talking, this one says there's nothing the MPP will do that will be proper in the face of the NDC. The opposition should stop thinking everyone will steal given the opportunity. And that's Success PK in Kaswa. And then this one says a message sent by a brother in the USA on the measures at KIA. Quote, I'm actually in awe of a nation as Ghana's ability to take or at least attempting to manage the crisis. Ghana's baby steps, though not perfect, are very smart, measured and practical as compared to US with enormous resources, yet woefully mishandling the pandemic. I'm not sure of the opposition's alternative to the problem. Anyway, it goes on and on. Christine Takradi. Somebody's also asking, we'd like to hear at this point from the NDC COVID-19 team. And I'm sure they'll come up by all means. Well, I believe so. Why not? Sure, why not?
Okay, I see.
Are they into one can? Nana Hesi Ojri says, I want to sing on the same wavelength with Kwamna Duncan. The qualities of a competent leader are always seen during crisis. Akufo-Addo as president has done a fantastic job with COVID-19. But what happened to the NDC COVID-19 team? Nana Hesi Ojri. Well, we leave it there. Kwamna, let's go to a good father, Agyapa. Kesolatu Forsin says, Agyapa, a bad father.
Yo, Kwame.
Yes.
angles have arisen from this. See, Mamukwama, me, man, I'm a chan. Kwame there. May say we're in a major state of shock. A major state of shock. What's that? Emma Kakade, minister. My perspectives before I became a minister. Kwame, in 3.5 years as a minister, how my perspectives have been affected. In Obia, the highest office of the land, Ejo Mampein, Ebedechi, in Fear Bassa, Nafa. Ura, onye baby kwe, nshishe odaho, bejinam, busume siya, do Mampein. Ekrabatu, more man is want to more, and Fiana. Kwame, that mencha Martin there. Emma Momman Penin Nusu in the experiences you lived. The Omani na you to me show some another show money na do. You make those run through you. There, you can say so. Asha unkutu pade e peda ba e sambadi o mampaini bio o mampaini wo se godo Kwame
yeah
the na membu na wanje hu empia afa baby mofi na dom domo
yeah
na doma Kwame Obia wo be mofi emi mrika se mfanti if mfanti mem and mabu kan fanti so a oyebubu ankuma o mampai tata eye gonje yi e ka gonja bubu ankuma samembu na wonwonje ho Kwame papa nanze ya na mpe ehwanen ye na mambu na ka wasam afabe mo ofi na no dom na yemfo enyim nyama ho nyina wowo afa na da abata no da achim sakawa boy
Hwana no kadem
Kwame, you are in this town, you haven't heard this.
Well, I've heard it, but you're mentioning Mampinin Dada.
Mampinin Dada.
Imagine the Isaac.
Mampinin Dada, John Mahama.
I don't want a new doctor.
Precision. I'm sure that's what Kwame is seeking.
I don't go Troy.
Exactly.
Troy, some catcher, or your Mampinin Bawe Japan. More catcher there, Achim Mafia. And now, on Mampinin Dada, the Madia, don't go Troy. Wapo. On my mula, why I chimofo, what to my fee. On so sans to reposti. No, so or done, no, yan, I chim Sakawa boys.
No, Sakawa in Yaka, I don't go in one.
I don't go refer to them as I chim mafia. And he.
No, I suspect both are attributable originally to Adongo. But the fact that
well, I had them here.
What? No, tell you, I'm not contesting the substantive point you are making. Because if you own it and circulate it, you are equally liable. Yes, that principle is clear. But
Achim Sakawa boys and grandpa. Yes,
that is exclusive to.
Yes, grandpa must go.
Wow.
Yes.
No, I don't want to believe that.
Motu mabata wa manywa baba yefiri baba be kweku motu mabata medu akohwi. That is former president.
Wow.
That is former president.
And I mean, a double checker.
Mizechi.
Imagine Ninia was attributable to.
No ma onu ocho yeah that why order the two.
Wow.
Facebook
in the one who manage the Facebook no there because change the distance I personally one kasa wanye.
Yeah.
But then you still take responsibility eventually.
Kwame.
But that I can't believe that.
Kwame.
I can't believe
a former president. The ya the bibia tonchia. O ma payin yehina yenyiminyam. The embodiment of the soul of this country.
Wow.
O ma payin penasimo. O ma no do na waja tumede ho ahoden da hyeni sem de. Fadi yenyim na fo bo man fa me. Officer atena wada. Yet the Bibia to jump on them there, derogating the entire Achim tribe, Achim ethnic group, derogating all of them. Young from Ponton Chia. Then Chama Wafana, Yamu from Free Sia Colesi and Kakompo Yankasa. Nancha Boya Coco. Boya Coco. A 2 more man paying or tell Godu. A catcher there, Achim Sakawa boy and grandpa. A former president. Very, very distasteful and shameful. Very shameful. Now, Kwame, but yes, the peer bureau say Basa. No, Kakashia, or your clergy.
Asofu.
Abempong, a Kukudama. Why yame ne a Nungwa, a Shafudu, and Moka Kacha Hode, and me do Mahama. 2020 abaya yar baba tuyi emi men ko na modom yan ko hihya yan kay name calling. He will not engage in name calling. See atum for catch the wafana mistakes aye go make confessions and all of that. Now when they may be able to my and for after exiting office, he tells us that he has learned his lessons. You go before clergy, you tell them, I'm not going to engage in insult and name calling. Kwame. Okay, Jina, voter region so. And my so catch him for order. I am not going to engage in name calling. Let those who have mastered in that do that. And no the MPP and a Kufuad Nabai, Odility, Odibum, or your voter region him for them paying for the one boom. How could a former president Kwame go this dirty low? A former president. Na Nina Japedo. A Japan says, yeah, my bed the gua. Cheddar. Send a world Gassama, a general did the whole Asia, who by Fredina can see under your own administration. Your good self and former president Mills are where you baby call. Now, Kwame, what did I say? Oya Minister for Finance, Minister Kwabena Dufo,
Dr. Kwabena Dufo.
What did the mission say? And memorandum, what the Parliament. And the one she say, one friend, Ghana Gold Royalties Company Limited. The mission say, nah, Madam Mende Wabaya, it took the month to my year. I will consider the month to my year, but you clearly stated the benefits that will accrue to this country. Oh yeah, for. And now, on my brain now, but fitting now my brother. Ah, yeah, Elmina, and my chada, my gold. Oh, Madam Mincy, about Fumpo. What about what do you do? What do you do? Cacao, my two was signing for the quarry as slaves. Yeah, to go there, but for so you wine there. I feel no do, none of whom soon can be. No, what I bro. It is your sure, yeah. Woe to a good deal to us as him. Now some punto then once and cat. And see, ever she said you to me. Only there. Them ma Fibiara would turn and person with Moya. On to my man, you know what I do. Now I was so intimate to one question. You put to me as she said, Ba. The meaning now, you the value, you have a value. Now you are form company. The Mexican, Fibiara Bank and Kitten, you're the Boko, or ya Abafo, a Juman, our friend, stock exchange. Or ya London, na Ghana, na company, were quackerless wadu, not the man. Do ya what you want Cabasham, not a company, what you want Cabasham, and my company were tomorrow, your German for Saba. And my uncle crew your home for so, a bound your home for so. Na IPO na yabayan, initial public offer na yabayan, Sika yabayan womb, you to me a jado, now ya invest, even in gold mines areas, and Kakonia, ya invest,
This is the essence of this whole Agyapa. Agyapa on nani. And the wash I say, no, I don't. Friend asase bibi nti there's a radio station oya asase into obite. Now they have moved from them assassin when it was shown to them there are several companies that were registered under the name Asase. On say what watching they have moved on there. Who are the beneficial owners? What she shall no kakau CSOs what's our state capture and now elite capture Nina when today as we speak this is 100% owned by government. Kwame if you would and that's it and again what has come up away from or say the same one to for one same fancy be party today hey kweku bako adari ye message pay and number the madido e dey bo man krono hihye aye hu inde adari ye we beguwa kutokum not up to this point what to one says do the only thing I want to be there oya osafo mafo no ba kofi mafo enti say my papa wa bem na school am kware make ye nyimidi me da asum wiade afanze nyinara emande mu kro me man ye bibi adari ye so what na nyimidi wa my papa wa bem enti me yeye if you when some there we find the African Legal Associates there Gabi Ochedako will trace what I'm even told only there's the entire gamut of the transaction advisors where your lawyers are where your partner to or your African Legal Associate where come from Ghana accountant it's the entire gamut of transaction advisors no so far I did that you are well I didn't make $2 million in with democracy. You are unable to pinpoint specifically the idea why Agyapa buying or not that shorting the entire country. None up to this point. They and hit.
What's in Agabi on quoting all of him?
Quite.
Osafuma for neba on Pierre no nimze. Na azawori dachi no some. Obetum ahawina minorities or a family and friends. Was the CCR Obetrocrata ma London Stock Exchange? Na was the dream na katasa show wombs atuga. So at least we should hear them.
What letter answer was the dream na atuga? What trying to watch letter answer? This whole thing started with the debate in Parliament and resulting in their boycott and all of that. Said the corruption and woman. What can I try letter call London Stock Exchange and sign with the corruption at ma? Kwame, there's none. There is absolutely no corruption anywhere. Or send there, you can say MDC as vociferous as they are. When you want to power play with this away, let's be woman, corruption woman. Kwame, into one chair there, hey, what's the see? I don't ye, more to into 1 year. Nah, I can't there. I'm gonna cuss it. A Kufuado and his government always a step, 2 steps ahead of the ordinary. And one the way by the Yaka Bosa, the best circle Dubai, no more no, but all that they know on him. Naseba Masaj that can cuss the baby Bibara, oh yeah. From school in Traduna, oh yeah. Hey, we find a pomagin, yeah, but motel, yeah, we tribute, to say this to my class, oh yeah. Hey, Napco, it's a Napco, Obugo economy, oh yeah. That is all you hear from them. Oh yeah, Mamuka, oh yeah, no so, no man paying a Kufadu Nabang. They get it done. Into Kwame, Saba. Japan, no simple, no taba, manarite, walk to crabba. Papa says, I was so going for you to walk out my team. And she shall there. I figure where your jawadi, no way you're not the jawan, and for so for woman, I am for so to me the Bobraka Sibi more ye. And see, I had a month for Suna and who bosom. Into the man, a pedal. Emma Mamfu, what the ones Kabasham? Na Sikabucha be tumba wisdom. Not to me the Agyapa that the boy will busia. It's a dodona, the miscan can oban, no way to have a shelterman. A man for some one, what one have a way for Sunibi. No one who agent for Sunibi. Need to have him on high. On the whole, Kwame, there to this point, a party that tells us that you are seeking to come back to office. Manifesto. Kwame, the manifesto committee was commissioned to work in October last year, 2019. You know what the Abusumu Bucketso, the Boko Mofi, fit October. You know what the Boko Mofi. What the Taka, July 2020 July. Wednesday, 1st July. And I will present a manifesto in what the more. And what the more, catch out there. This manifesto will be launched in August. Those were your words. Now say I'm working there. Or that manifesto was it come a council of elders, the executive committee. More approve policy principles. July 1st to July 31st. August 1st to August 31st. And now council of elders executive committee. No way we are. Kwame.
Where would then?
But you had 62 days after the presentation of the manifesto to you. 62 days. Where indeed, if it was the case there or there, or your council of elders, no, executive committee, why your approval of policy principles, 62 days, and then when you are fixed 31st August, and said Abaka Chow Mamuni there, we haven't gone through this process, and so in a week's time, 62 days, they couldn't meet to approve of the policy principles, but 7 days. It tells you, Kwame, what we are who Kokrokoo no mfa bodambo mfa chem what the opposition so the leadership of President Mahama is so poor that nobody should even be thinking about it as leadership. Your words are not firm. You keep on vacillating, different in the country, trying assistant in the baby about the things you didn't believe in the last 2-3 years. Today you are believing in them. So, as a leader, what do you believe in? What do you stand for? These are all signs, indeed. Ghana for the science, clear signs to us that you will continue to have your mama who will sit on a bicycle on a hill, going down the hill, and doesn't know where he will land himself. Clearly, he captured his character in that book. Only has to win.
Kwame Nameda say, no.
Sasa says, as an Achim, I feel insulted by this tribal bigotry, but I don't blame former President Mahama. It's an NDC rehearsed propaganda against the Kufuado, just like they did with the or die, be die. Sasa, you know I've edited portions of what you've sent. If the NDC thinks the Agyapa deal is not clean, why didn't they proceed to court? But rather you have a former president describing a sitting president and his appointees as Achim Mafia Sakawa boys. We must all condemn the statement. Jojo Stevens.
You know it.
What the minister said about the former president is there on his Facebook page. You can check it. Frank in Kumasi. And then, okay. Kabila, any comments?
Chairman General.
Oh, the document, Abu.
Yo, that's correct. Yes. He who pays respect to the great pays sweet for their own greatness.
Oh, okay. That's a beautiful quote.
Obisi, quick one. Some Brian Boabing says, new petition alert. NDC petitions London Stock Exchange on over Agyapa. Let's check their old petitions. 1. NDC petitions IMF World Bank over Sino Hydro. 2. NDC petitions Luxembourg SEC over bond. 4. NDC petitions US SEC over bond. NDC petitions UN to remove Akufo-Addo from SDG. NDC petitions US government over McDan aviation deal. Is the NDC confused? Sam O'Brien Boabing is asking. In the meantime, you see security man BL Petroleum Commission from Mr. IE. Good morning to you, Mr. IE, a security man at Petroleum Commission. I hear you're listening live and loud. Have a beautiful day. Kwabra Intwaso.
Chairman General.
Yes, sir.
Minia Penny Adamfo, Minister Kwamina Duncan. Of a line B. Na me pese me soho no na me twim kakra. Amanyo ayeye no, Chairman General. Se yanhwe yi a yebegu amanyosem animu ase atoto oman no ajaja mu ama yebibia aboto se wadi nipa ni mpan wadi dibre bi pen ukuta tumi bi ene Ghana yamamra 1992 constitution no Chairman General.
Yes.
To me, emia omani to me no. Unim sa ne fa kese na ejina mrahye badafie. Anya mampani nko na kuta to me o. Mrahye badafie. To me wo ho papa. Every single member of parliament exercise be of power. Me kwabna bon feduna me ni bi. Kwame.
Yeah.
You chairman general ha. Uni sa to me ni bi.
Na has no guitar no.
But only a friend immunities are MPs or one
state power.
Na state power. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Now in exercising that power no. You see, a duty is imposed on you. Say you be responsible. Kwame.
Yes.
Mr. Mami answer na me ntwaso. Sa adi deal ya ye kan wasem yi Agyapa deal no transactional parliament pass.
Exactly. As far as I'm concerned, yes.
Aqua parliament.
Yes, because of the Mining and Minerals Act of 2018.
Good. Okay. Kwame. Parliament said ni din ba kon any House of Records.
It is a House of Records.
Okay. Na anyebia Babia eye ankweku to borrow your words. The right forum. Huh? Uwo mentimi wansi bi anase achinye bia yebekwa akoka no. Can we show by proof of record any single observation made against this deal in parliament?
Meaning
from the minority.
Meaning
Peace FM.
Kwame, Electoral Commission here say one more new biometric voter management system and voter register. What can say the records be by?
Yeah.
Minority, a can be and a pass it. Budget I demand Electoral Commission.
Exactly.
Say one munya go ahead no munya sadiano. And yet members of that side of the house came to tell us say EC was embarking on an exercise in secrecy. Kwame, we say cows are trapped by their horns, men by their words. What is the point? All is aimed at making a claim of corruption. Now, Kwame, I want to make some important statements this morning. Fake claims of corruption shrouds real corruption. Poor attempt at corruption, at the corruption fight, entrenches it and makes it look indispensable. Corrupt means cannot be used to fight corruption. Opesa oku esuma enye sum yede ekonanim yede han na eba. Adan asam na yetie. Indeed. Kwame, na me makobi intimate me ama. Parliament I what says here. Our parliament is not a sovereign parliament.
Not?
Yes. It's not above the courts. And this is UK diano. And no cross is here UK crowd diano. Legally speaking,
no. Parliament is a master of his game.
Yes, but it is not above the law.
Nobody has said it's above the law.
Okay. may come be, and you may understand me if I. You see, the parliament here be na so tia, and also on unkwan be so na the ufi say on yen year we can arrest parliament from proceeding. UK
by resorting to the law.
By the law, the courts. That's what I'm trying to say.
But precisely what do you mean by it's
the point I'm making?
Not a sovereign.
The point is that UK until recently, yeah, I'm saying 2009, our more creative Supreme Court, decouple duty no from the House of Lords no. If you now our Parliament no court be me and nasem.
That is the House of Lords.
Yes, but it is part of yes, it is part of it. So what I say, and then no a new sabium they no from the onset. Your Parliament no or ye otu anamobi na se okọ na onko ni ya utimi ko Supreme Court ema Supreme Court shine say the oye no Parliament onya ye. The Parliament of our country is not above the dictates of the Supreme Court. That's the point I'm driving at. If the minority so strongly believe that opposition is a writer, why are they not resorting to the law? The minority leader is a lawyer, and they know this.
There's a Comunco court.
Yes. Say ampampa say aban no ene aman ayi mpanimfo e wo sa Agyapa deal yi eye bukata no mudi buya aye mraso tia bukata chamajera o de fa kona feri nyanka se mrano ni wani ene na ni yi
nyanya no mature landing stock exchange say e kan hihye no
landing stock exchange eye court kwame na me ka ba ho anytime be ke me statements bi no kwame hwe akika enye enough so be ka so be corrupt o man we say yesua dia enye ma ye bebre akoso da o kata bia mikuta sesi ai ana ai ankwam na refer to roots of corruption, the Ghanaian inquiry, Herbert H. Well in 1972. Kwame, okay we are. Now we are Professor B. Joseph Achu Ayi.
Yeah, political science.
Why revisit the rules of corruption, the Ghanaian inquiry revisited 2016 yeah. Kwame, say me biema no aka say Ankwekuti oye corrupt. Does it make him corrupt?
You have to prove it.
No, that's my claim.
He's
you know what my claim does, rather. And he said, Uncle Kwebia on your corrupt no. Yeah, man, I call for you beer or your corrupt no. I'll say you who's any panel. And that's why I like to refer to President J. Kufuor's KJT to bottom principle.
I know you're doing
KJT to.
KJT to bottom principle.
Okay, KJT
I know you're doing.
Address shepe no nam ho wie skanti ohun say wo ba na address shepe a ana kama pe ofi say so ye tutubotom ti say ono and often I think that is the case.
My goodness.
Huh? And before we know yenya hwe ye wo man mu ha o especially amanyofo ye kasa no egu ye hu fi kwa me ba ban mu da me hold state power bi ada and so me nam wey people see you and the way they look at you, the silences. You're corrupt. Because that's the name we have given to ourselves as politicians. But is that the case? I'm sorry. Like Samuel, I can stand before Ghana and say, Obi pa ombra no meka se come na for me ma bribe say you mommy. And none can come. None. If you say see. Na denti ene yemfa buo mai ho kwame mi wie no se yen o my Ghana anyenye bia ya hyehyɛ mra constitution 1992 yi mi wo ho nsɛm bebre enya me nkoa madam for Professor Justice AKP Kluje waka ho nsɛm bebre wo ha but kosi se ye best sasamra yi no
is he late or
yeah.
Okay. He was in the Supreme Court.
Yes.
He was a Supreme Court judge.
Yeah, yes. Kopim anase kosi se ye bese sasamra yi no eno ne ye mra. se one no enya adwen wo bibi so a anase kwan bi so a mesro ebetwa ye wadwen kire but mprempren yi de eno ne ye mra anye bia nema na akoso no efa mra kwan mu emfa mra kwan mu de ye ka kosi sen edinfra eni di tutuo edin atoto ya nyaya ye bese Ghana abrana enru se ebese medase
James Kwabna Bonfe ena obtain kase ochre nadwen ewe edwumedie no so Kokrokoo Peace 104.3 Anson Obekasa no na Central Regional Minister my friend the Honorable Venerable Irrepressible Central Regional Minister Kwame Duncan ewa. Now this one from Prince in Techiman says definition of retweeting. A retweet is when you republish a post that another Twitter user has written. It's a way of amplifying the signal so more people hear the original message. It's easy to remember the term retweet since it sounds a lot like repeat, and you are repeating the other user's post. The former president believed that trained babies with sharp teeth won them the 2012 elections, so he's adopted their tactics. Look at those leading his communication angle. Mouth-spoken Yabuating Alote have been relegated to the background. It's sad. Former first gentleman could descend to that level. I hope traditional and religious leaders will be bold to tell him and not bundle all politicians together that he was wrong. Prince Donina, waiting for my $150 from Kweku Bako to help me in my farm. All right, and former President Mahama is on a roadshow endorsing every populist shenanigan as his manifesto to become president again. He says he's going to legalize Okada. He's a willful promoter because, according to the all-knowing think tank Imani Africa, Okada touches lives and offers livelihood for the teeming unemployed youth. I dare say Sakawa equally touches but doesn't endanger the lives of grandpas, numerous grandchildren all over the country. President Mahama put Sakawa on your list of legalization. President Mahama, put Sakawa on your list of legalization spree. I prefer Sakawa any day to the treacherous Okada, sortish child. Since that one. And then this one says, I heard Kwame Duncan ask, is he late? Tell him no, he's early. He says, this is Nigeria Brofo, and we've managed to let it come into our house. I'm from Spintex. Anyway, he's early. Say alata for Brofo. By the way, Green Hill Tennis Club says, happy birthday to you, Mr. Maxi Gadek Bakum. Della Maxi, enjoy your very special day. Today also happens to be the birthday of the MPP's Mamiya Abuaji, Deputy Communications Director of the MPP. Mamiya Abuaji, birthday wishes to you. And Team Kokrokoo says, thank you for the surprise package. The Wednesday panel has benefited from Ubevde in Tiena.
No package ni.
Enyo.
Mama, you brutal.
Why shum why ye?
Yamishran.
Adu Malik. Ojam, anchao Agyapa. Na papa no so ka ho.
Explosive combination.
Papa no your friend Kweku Bako no Agyapa.
Is it a compliment?
Ordinarily, it should be, except that these expressions have taken a life of their own in our political lexicon. Papa no your friend Kweku Bako no Agyapa.
I take
Grego.
Just a quick one, because Kabila asked some questions, and this is being fair. So, and this war rep Wahanch, I'm sure they obey them idea me, but only I'm speaking on their behalf, unsolicited. Consultants in Adama. Yes, to be fair, so we share the proceedings in Parliament when this was the 4 agreements or 5 were sent for approval. I think this about 2 weeks ago, or should have been 17th or the 15th or 16th of August. Yes.
Kokrokoo, you may have to raise your voice a bit.
To be fair, I'm just being fair. And for the records, as Kabila himself indicated, Parliament is a house of records. Into Semishe Hansada, yes, initially, Alaji Fuseni.
ABF Fuseni.
No. I think
Inusa Fuseni.
Okay.
Yes, or try. But they will raise some preliminary objections for the way and manner the agreement had been brought and all that. Eventually, knowing to once specify under which standing order or rules and a law no the matter. So he's collapsed. But, yes, but more substantively, the former Deputy Attorney General. Yes, he raised a lot of issues.
Doctor.
Yes, which at least indicates there they attempted to oppose. I mean, I'll just read one or two portions. As Mr. Speaker, I rise to oppose the motion for the approval of the 5 listed transactional agreements contained in the report of the Committee on Finance. Mr. Speaker, I will do so on 3 legal grounds. One is the principle in McFoy versus UAC. 2 is on the basis of Article 1815, and then 3 is on Article 195 of the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. I'm not saying I agree with the submission, but just to point out there on record, they actually spoke against it before they walked out.
Okay.
So that's just for the record, and there are many others. It's just that we can't waste time recollecting, reading through this.
Yeah, but just quickly.
Why not?
But by the standards of Parliament, what pertained, what happened, was lawful.
Of course.
So what they tried doing collapsed.
Yes, no, yeah, but the point is that
he raised an issue, but it was not sustained.
He wasn't the only one. I think the 3 or 4 of them did before they walked.
Which wasn't sustained.
Muntaka's crowd there was interesting. I nearly forgot that. They were Kwamna referred to the fact that even the name Asasi initially was part of the problem in terms of the mischief.
Yes.
The Gabi is connected to Asasi Radio into Noche the Dam Dam. Agyapa Mesa.
Agyapa Mesa.
Yes.
Oh, honestly, when you are
yes, but in Parliament, Muntaka asked the Agyapa should clarify.
This is captured in the Hansard.
Yes, Agyapa was about to make a submission. Then Muntaka rose. So the first deputy speaker who was in the chair said, "Yes, Honorable Minority Chief Whip." I said, Muntaka said, "Mr. Speaker, I thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, for the avoidance of doubt, my honorable colleague's name is Agyapa. That one comes with you and starts with E, rather. And we have this agreement with the Agyapa Royalties Limited. I have not heard him talk about whether he's associated or not, and whether there is a possibility of a conflict of interest situation or not." Mr. Speaker, I would just want to be sure that he's not related in any way to this Agyapa Royalties Limited agreement that we are discussing, because he's seconding the motion. I thought that I needed to get this clarity. The Speaker said, "Honorable member, for the record, are you related to the company?" Of course.
It does for the record.
For the record. Mr. Speaker, your report is categorical on page 5 that the fund incorporated Agyapa Royalties Limited under the laws of New Jersey. I am not the fund. My name is thankfully a beautiful name. It means a good father. The Speaker said, "I just want an answer, yes or no."
No.
I said, "Very well, Mr. Speaker." Then he went on to deny all that. But you see, even in the House of Records, the name Agyapa became a problem.
No, but I'm sure Muntaka was just being light-hearted mischief.
I want to go along with that.
Light-hearted
I
mischief.
want to go along with that. To be honest with you. Yes. Even though prior to this, on social media, some people had linked the death from Asasi to Agyapa, so they were still pointing to the so-called family and friends. Yeah, me who diagram be Agyapa Mesa, so what boom. Even though Muntakas on the floor of the house, I'm sure was on a lighter.
Yes.
Note.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Ujam.
Yeah, Jam.
Man, everybody's man.
Again, some say the noise is too much, but we voted for it. Huh?
Yep.
We voted for creating a space where noise can be accommodated, however ugly. So sometimes, I'm constrained looking at it, but whether you have one or two cases. The Act, the Act 978, that's the Minerals Income Investment Fund Act 2018.
2 years ago.
Yeah. Ikuma, it's all about this Agyapa thing. Of course, not the specific name or designation Agyapa, but whatever is happening today is clearly flowing from there. Particularly section 3, powers of the fund. And I'll read just about 2. Create and hold equity. The fund may create and hold equity interest in a special purpose vehicle in any jurisdiction in furtherance of its objects, and the special purpose vehicle shall be free to operate as a regular commercial company. Then also 2, procure the listing of the special purpose vehicle on any reputable stock exchange that it considers appropriate. There are many more, but just these 2 should give us idea that MOC was anticipated or intended as an outcome of the passage of this act. Now specifics, yes, obviously the act could not have contained specifics in terms of when, how, and all
Operational.
that. Operational, but no constitutional or legal base may refer to. And let me be honest, I'm an expert in this area, even though I can talk some, because me read, me take. And there have been people who have come in with some interventions. Look, there's a gentleman I have huge respect for, Dr. Theo Achampong.
Yeah.
Yes, I have huge respect for. In fact, there are many occasions to confess between contact for information and education on issues, especially issues that deal with energy and other matters. Me actually be or send him a copy. Very sober, very, very, deep.
Minds at work.
Yes, for instance, the aspect they won't suspend, won't reconsider for some other issues. But very, very quite deep and sober. It invites you to think and to ask questions. And if some of those questions are answered, you can move on. Of course, there are others who are only why already judgmental. Who view that in our bond. What's our friend Agyapa and Agyapa what's our bond? I did not bond. Can. You shouldn't be touched at all. That's democracy. But going through the 2018 budget, 2019 budget, there were hints towards this whole creation. Let's use Agyapa because that is not the official thing. And honestly, no, there progressively, the government is seek to execute or operationalize section 3 of the act. Now, somewhere along the line, Kwame, it be intercepted and leaky or whichever way you want. A July 22nd advice, legal opinion, proffered by the Attorney General, and even Mami not yet truncated. The more at July 22nd advice now or the 2 social media and the sections of the mainstream media 4 or 5 pages. The 22nd July opinion so I about 22 or 26 pages. But it be moved to 4 pages net 2 out there and highlighted some elements don't conscionable about the basa. You know, I can tell you something. Subsequently, there are many other letters, communication between the Ministry of Finance, the transaction advisors, and the Attorney General. The Attorney General will throw a lot of things from step by step. More documents will be provided, you know, why opinion or questions will be initially, you know, so what the answers are satisfactory. Now we adapt. Now we some better way of perhaps even crafting and all those things. All the correspondence are available.
The same government.
Yeah, the same Attorney General and the same government. And Kwame, what I found remarkable about that whole thing there, it made me realize that the perception, or if you like, the conspiracy theory, the attempt by the government to craft something, scheme some scam, and throw it out, you know, there for people just to consume, you know, on very sustainable. Because here is the Attorney General of the same government or sponsor this project, saying they hold on here, so and so, and that's the work of the Attorney General.
Yeah,
that is the work of the Attorney General, and she was doing her work to the best of her capability and ability, and in a very professional and competent way. And again, the Ministry of Finance too was consuming and accommodating the advices being given to them. This is a major exercise. Look, you may disagree with the thing in principle. This project ought not to be done, and they are not doing it well. But that is what the Attorney General was seeing some areas. Also, no, do it this way, do it that way. On your beer, put no penny with everything the Attorney General is saying. I'm sure you may get another Attorney General whose view or opinions may be different. But at least, a healthy collaboration, understanding, and cooperation, and people taking the Attorney General's advice for what it's worth in order to push forward that process. Let me be some more into one will leaky July 22nd, you know, and I don't even have to use the word leak. I may be a beneficiary of either leakages or interception and things. But why didn't they follow up? Did they think that was just the finality in terms of advices? Attorney General Emma, and they knew that there were advices post 22nd, but ignored it. That then I question your motive, and I can read into it mischief, if not malice, or both.
Mischievous malice.
Well. and to be honest, that was
a smart one.
That was an exercise in poor journalism, a poor job in journalism. But it was done. Maybe some of them genuinely didn't know that there had been subsequent communication, even though that's not an excuse.
Peace FM.
Me move all the other correspondence put together, and I'm saying, look, this is an attempt to make sure the right thing is done. Intimate to me cover a July 22nd letter. Let me throw around and insist on it, because as we speak, there are still some people who refer to the July 22nd letter,
including think tanks.
Well, I didn't say that.
You are careful.
May I advocate of civil society activism. Indeed, I'm happy they are around. I'll be honest with you. Yes, but I'm happy they are around, and I would love they get more engaged. Yes, it's a matter of principle. Because why? That's not how we are. That's not what we are. We find all those angles, you know what I mean? I said, look, it's an old stage. Let me feel them people like us, their involvement and in some of this analysis or harding.
Danger.
Oh, because yes, you had the noise kakrada yedeba. I don't have the mind to a champion has. And so me trying and miss me.
It's a democracy.
I will. Room for pollution and distortion is allowed.
By the research angle number.
I'm trying.
Which is also helpful.
It's Kwame. And there are other areas. Conflict of interest. Gabi Ochredaku. My read will be there was we $2 million. Hey, Gabi, wow. Your brother is in dire need of Palm's card. But I'm not going on it true.
Yeah.
He's not his firm has not been a beneficiary of $2 million. I don't know if I'm allowed, but look, in Drew even $105,000. It's below.
Sometimes it can be very painful.
And it is the main transaction advisor from the Imara also. I mean, there's a chain in they work.
UK. Gabi's company works for them.
Yeah, so they are those who even pay Gabi. It's about 103,000 or so, $103,000 or so dollars. It's not $2 million, but yes, or a president case, so it's become an issue. Or Safumafu Nebanu, Nepapani or Safumafu, so it's become an issue. There's a perception, even if not a reality, of conflict of interest. Fine, we've been invited to interrogate that. Then sometimes I mean, how my pa.
Danger.
I mean, I don't know. Do you remember Ibrahim Mahama?
Mikhail.
Do you remember Merchant Bank?
I do.
Do you remember the solicitor? I think it was Tony Lita, wrote a petition to President Mills. And President Mills invited Vice President Mahama to sit in the meeting. Ekaya, do you guys remember?
Yeah.
And do you remember my position? And I became a target.
Yeah.
Of Kwamna.
Unfortunately.
Yes, they ran me down for a long time, Kwame.
And it's come back full circle.
And this boss site,
Exton Cubic.
I said, look, I don't think the handling was tidy, but I advised Ibrahim Muhammad's company, so
Exton Cubic.
They won't call court. I didn't see the fact there, or your brother, your vice president or president, or your disqualified from getting into any business. Ibeka, even Mrs. Rollins, what I said here, Miss, it is how she got it, not that she got it.
Yeah.
And whether she was paying the right price, which she was not doing. I mean, carry them in some country. Maybe I shouldn't personalize it. I mean, my conviction, which I can't revise. And yet, sometimes we are not consistent. So, game need to be changed.
Ibrahim Muhammad in the budget. But Osafuma Fubadi is okay. And now Osafuma Fubadi a problem, but Ibrahim is okay.
Yes, we have to be consistent. We have to be coherent.
I Sofoton, a group of.
We have to be truthful.
No, was the Mahom okay? Was that also advertised?
No, see.
No, but I think Kokrokoo is raising a principle.
No, I'm just adding on.
Yeah.
Oh, they are careful.
Yeah, Sofoton. Even after they had done the professional work,
that's right.
They did not work with their recommendations.
That's right. See, I mean, well, I'm sure I don't expect everybody to agree with me.
Of course.
And I expect people who disagree to vehemently, if they like violently, disagree with me and criticize me.
And how is that one?
Violently. There's a violent kiss be war. I violently kissed before.
Okay, so the company is White and Case LLP, one of the world's largest law firms.
Okay.
White and Case LP. Obi,
no, is it them? Or I thought it was Imara or Sabadi.
We'll come to that.
Okay. Anyway, Gabi, so tell you on sending me.
Somebody is calling on Gabi. Yet the person conveniently ignored my $150 demand. If it had been anything, he would have dissected like a butcher, trying to get meat out of bones. Remind Kweku Baku if he's asleep. Wake him up. I said I'm waiting for my $150. Prince Donina in Techiman.
I mean it, but I know it. I mean, same thing, a guy John Kufo. And
African Regent Hotel.
We went through the same process. He was an adult. who had some background professionally and all the financial. Onankasa was structure. What we went through here.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, those things not by me to me, and I speak my mind. What I say is based on my conscience and conviction. I may even be wrong.
Yeah.
Because you cannot be right in all instances. So there will be occasions that, regardless that make out of conscience or conviction or commitment, I could be wrong. If it's pointed out to me plainly with facts, things of evidential value, there, Kuku, on this case you are wrong. Now I'm convinced I'm wronger. My brother, I will accept. But the way I go around this politics, the so-called conflict of interest relative to political office holders over the period, I see a certain huge area of inconsistency and incoherence. And this cuts across the political divide. And I'm worried about that. This is not going to be the last time this will happen. You bet me.
We don't
now, somewhere along the line, documents will be equipped, parliamentary memos to parliament, cabinet, budget, 2010, 2011 budget, something similar. I can't say, because in terms of exactitude, there are some specific areas beyond the same, but something similar. Kwamna mentioned is a Ghana Gold
Royalties Company.
Yes. Watamte. Na wanye ended the meet share war press conference in the Kakra. Atuforsen was saying though, yes, it's not the same. This was different, so and so and so. No, a bell list will local exchange in the minority leader comes on board and says, look, we abandoned it because we were told a bad idea.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. What's what advice it do for me there? It was a horrible idea, terrible one. Into one function. But what they call parliament too.
Yeah.
It was part of the budget that was approved.
That's right.
It appears there we are thinking after the
approval.
Yes, and approval. Now, Kwame.
Yeah.
What you know? Of course. No, your royalties and dividends come. Yeah, 10%.
Carried
interest.
Yes, so it's even bigger.
Now, what's now we'll be listed only on the local stock exchange. Now, Kwame, I mean,
bookshot.
Yeah, it's a bookshot. Now, local stock exchange, foreign interest to me buy shares.
Yeah, they took me.
Yes.
So what are we talking about? So what are we talking about? Say foreign interest and entities will a business or Ghana Stock Exchange, and which is true because there are many doing it already.
Yeah.
Where is the point? There's a and local interest, foreign so want to gain, but it's not even true. It would have been restricted to only the Ghanaian Stock Exchange. Why would you do a thing like that? Why wouldn't you give it a wider scope so as to make more dividends or profits and things? Check mercy. So it is not even true that their intention was to restrict it to the Ghanaian local exchange. I didn't there. Apparently, the requisite competence required there we need in was structured and no. It was not because somebody gave them advice there. It was a bad project. They were unable to execute it due to incompetence.
That's the difference.
That's what it was. Bottom line, Kwame.
Kweku, Navy.
Ideologically, no. So, I've been asking, look, you shares, quite a lot in these gold mines.
Yep.
You divest over the period. Royalties royalties no so nyeda ye leverage nyeda ma ye
monetize, that's all. Nine.
Securitize it nyeda ma na why bibi to them ye nkwoji loan na ye tua nyeda ma.
Nine.
But yet to me, ton resources in Ankasa, ye divest.
Yeah, divest.
Nankasa.
Me we two guys under them ogui.
AGC, Obuasi Mines, in him there. And then Kromano, 100% private.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
Kutu a champion.
20%, no, 20% came in 69 or so.
Okay.
What did loan rule? Now, what the Ghana government, as part of one today equity, they will BBR the would 69 into the 69 a year 20%. A champion 74, 75, no be no 55 or the 30 count under the philosophy of taking commanding the heights of our economy. Maybe if the way an Putin okra Sabakaima as a capturing the commanding heights
capturing the commanding heights of the is it Ghanaian economy? Yeah, something like that.
That's when it moved to 55. Post that, the Rawlings NDC brought it down from the 55 now maybe through by 16 or 17. It should call down view. Then of course Kufuor's administration also continued, and then later on became the major Sabaka Asante.
Peace FM.
Is it that it's a complex financial deal I NTS here?
But that no can one under Mama Ogui. Ah no, but you to me Ogui. No Kufuor na
be for crack and it's been revived.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, Kwame now wants precision and exactitude.
Yes.
He wants precision and position.
Well, I didn't hear that.
Neither did I say that.
It was not a factual presentation in terms of the historical and my brother being fair and being just.
Exactly.
It's Kwame. Say, you took your diverse shares. Out of that in a royalty see. Ne yabokun royalties home. You need how to package it for us to gain more on it. Well, as I'm saying, I mean, I'm not an expert in this area, and I have to be honest with you. Onye bibia me to my contest one we brains for that. I listen more than I talk on this matter. But I find the finance minister's position very persuasive.
Yes.
Case closed.
Case closed. Let me take my last batch of messages and then.
In 1995 or so. Yeah, Kwaji loan $100 million from a loan row. One parliament. You whom I this kind of see what's what the year
balance the budget.
That's all. Kwame Kaya de Pao. We took and we violated the constitution. Took this $100 million loan from loan row. And we said, you see, also we balance the budget.
Chairman General, good morning. All along, I thought Agyapa Mesa was the mastermind of the Agyapa deal. But thanks to Papano, our friend Ukwekuba Akono, he has made me understand that Agyapa is different from the secondary MP, Edward Ejiri, aka Captain, Asai Takrade. That's the Papana.
For protesting competition, Papa now Kwame will qualify.
Oh. Kwegu. So the exact quotation: controlling the commanding heights of the Ghanaian economy.
Okay.
Kutue Champon, Kwame Ntakradi, thank you very much for that one. Controlling the commanding heights of the economy. That is what was there. This one says, I love the grandpa. The old man is honest and sincere and patriotic.
Yes, sir.
Abri Ntakradi sends that one. And at this point, I think that we can say thank you to the Honorable Central Regional Minister Kwame Duncan. Thank you to the ever bubbly and exciting James Kwabena Bonfe, aka Kabela, former Acting General Secretary of the CPP. I'm saying that to bring you Kokrokoo, and Abdul Malik Kwekubako, Editor-in-Chief of the New Crusading Guide. Yedamunyana say, but what we teach you. And that's it. This one says, Chairman General, as for me, this Agyapa royal stool or loyalty or something, I'm a trader at Equiapem. I don't understand it. So the way I look at it is this. When Nana Akufo-Addo said he would do free SHS, I was concerned. I said, hey, where will he get the money from? He said we should send our children back to school. I was afraid. to send my daughter, but I did. Now she's come back home with me and she's okay. When voter registration came, I was afraid to go and register, but I went and registered and I'm okay. So if Akufo-Addo says Agyapa gold something is good for us, I just have to believe him. I trust him even more than my own husband. Hey! Ekuya tutu ampim. Into ekuya ampim. And ukunu yo yao. Oba wodjare. Anyway. So, yeah, Abdul Malik, is there?
Just a quick one. Birthday wishes for me, niece. Our friend Michaela Baku. Check out my brother Nana. And a band. And they are the birthday.
Hey, how old is Michaela now? I'm sure you crying, Kate.
Kabio.
Anyway, happy birthday, Michaela. Have a lovely day from your uncle Abdul Malik Kubako.
And the father.
And your father, Nana, as well. And you share your birthday with our very own Peter Nisai Squire. It's from Christabel and your entire family to you, as well as those of us on Team